Leo, so I'm hearing for your January, don't put me down. Please don't push me out. Don't push me down. Don't push me out, Alison, Abigail, Abbott. But like, please don't put me down. Please don't push me out. Please don't put me down. So is it a dog? Like, I hope any of you guys, like, you don't have animals and like you have to put one of them down. Unless there's an animal that you have that never wants to be put down. It's like, don't put me down. Don't put me down. I want to stay here. Like, I want to stay here. Okay. But yeah, I just keep hearing that. Look, I'm just bringing you down. Like, you're always down, like always down in the dumps is really what I keep picking up for you, Leo. So I am picking up a lot of 5 energies. Okay, but like, you always seem to put me down. Like, I always feel guilty and I always feel ashamed or embarrassed, or the name Shane or Sarah or Steve or Sassy. Okay, but anybody beginning with S. And I always feel guilty and I always feel ashamed and I feel embarrassed and I don't know what to say and I don't know what to do, and I don't want you to put me down. Like, you're always putting me down, like making me feel bad, like making me feel Michael, Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, but any M. Okay, but like, you always make me feel down, you always push me out, but you always pull me back, but support me but not support me. So it's a Pisces, could be involved here, Pisces, and you're not going to support me through this then. You're not going to make me feel better, is really what I'm keep picking up. That this came up for another reading, and it was to do with around that you're not actually making me feel any better, you're actually making me feel worse. So there's a condition of something here about fear of abandonment, I feel, okay, for a lot of you. And like, you're not helping, like I'm not helping whatever is going on with the person. The response I feel for a lot of you is that I'm not actually helping you. Like, it's not helping your condition, or it's not helping what you're going through, or whatever it is that you're doing, it's not helping you. Like, I can't do that for you. You have to do it yourself. Like, I can't fix you. If you're broken, I can't fix. Jim will fix it. Again, it came up through the DM and masculine energy. And no, it wasn't. Sorry, it was the Gemini reading. Okay, some people said, I believe, wanted me to mention the name, but I can't. It was very personal reading in the Gemini reading, and it seems to be coming up through here, and it could be involving a Scorpio, okay, or a life path 4, or Aries, okay, but it seems to be in this one, Leo. So you can also watch this as an Aquarius or any placement of 8, any way you like, okay, but it was very much so in the Gemini reading of what they're saying around Jim will fix it. Now, Jim will fix it was a sex offender, and he got put in prison for that, okay, and it is something to do with around like something that happened to somebody, okay, or something like that, or Laura, Lucy, Lulu, okay, and it was to do with around sex, and it was loads of different things that were in the Gemini reading, and it seems to be Brian, anybody beginning with B, because what it did was it also came up with someone that was like a widow, okay, like a widow, and they were never going to move on from being a widow. Like, they won't accept someone into their life because they can't move on from like death, because the death card was there, and it was like, I'm a widow, and I am been a widow, and I will never move on again. Like, it's like 2 swans basically that can also be like soulmates. When one swan dies, the other swan stays exactly where it is, and it never moves on to another person. It always stays around where the person died. Okay, so it could be someone that is like extremely grief-stricken, okay, and you stay with them out of sympathy. Like, you sympathise with the person, but the only reason you stay with them is through sympathy, okay, that you have sympathy for them, and you only stay with them because of that reason. Like, you don't want them to like you keep trying and you keep trying and you keep trying, but every time you try it fails, okay. So it might even be for a baby, like you keep trying for a baby but you just can't get pregnant, or like you just keep trying to fix a person but you realise, or the other person does that, I can't fix you, like I you know, because it could be a Jim will fix it thing, or Stephen, but like I can't fix that, like I can't do that for you, like you have to do that yourself, I can't do it, you know, because it might be medical or something that's going on. Ron or Ronald, okay, or yeah, Rachel, Ron, okay, Ricky, also the name Ricky Lake, Ricky Revel. But yeah, your messages, Leo, really seem to be around this, like, I don't want your sympathy, but I want it's kind of like someone is staying with someone out of sympathy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hurt you, but I'm only with you out of sympathy. Or like someone that is so guarded because they won't move on through being a widow, that they've got somebody, okay, they've got somebody in mind, and they see a person. This sounds so much like my mother. My mother is very much like that. She's a Gemini, okay, and the person that she sees is a Leo, okay. But like, it's kind of like that kind of scenario is what I'm picking up, that somebody, they kind of really just stay around a person because of that, you know, they like someone, but they only stay with them out of sympathy. That's all, okay, because I really am keep picking up that some of you, you're constantly seeing someone, but it's kind of like this emotional scar tissue. You see, it came up through Gemini energy. Scar tissue. So I was talking about this in the Cancerian reading, okay, and or Life Path 7, and it was a lot to do with like where I was giving you the scenario of a band-aid, okay. So like somebody, it's kind of like you know, you start to heal, but it's not healing because you're not, the person can't do that for you. So when you start to heal, you start to go back through the same scenario again and go over it. Someone is multiplying thinking here. Thinking king. Leo is what they're saying. The thinking king. They just think in the pattern of 5. And you guys had this for so long, a long time ago. Long time ago, I can still remember when that music used to make me smile. And I can remember when you used to make me smile, but now you don't. You actually make me cry. You see, there is something like it. You used to make me smile, but you don't anymore. You kind of make me feel guilty. Like, we don't seem to have a laugh anymore. We don't seem to interact so much anymore. We don't seem to, because I really do keep picking up the scenario of like a band-aid, okay, and like someone could be work at hospital and stuff like that also here. But like, you know, you keep ripping it off, but then you end up like not leaving, and you just patch it up again, but it's like a patchwork quilt, and it doesn't heal, and then you kind of like slowly avoid the inevitable, and then you peel it off, and then it starts to hurt, and then you kind of like cover it back up, and you suppress the feelings and the emotions, and you stay with the person just out of support, and you hold their hand, and God knows what else. I mean, it might be someone that's dying here. I really am sorry, guys. Your messages is also coming up where you end up holding a person at a hospital or something, and you hold their hand while they pass. On him, Hannah, or something like that, or my nana, or my nan. But okay, so someone might have a really elderly person here that might pass, because I keep picking up like, can you just hold my hand while this happens, while I go? Can you hold my hand through this? Yeah, I really do. I keep picking up someone that might die here. I do apologise, but they're saying that, can you hold my hand and see me through this, because I can't do it on my own. But there's also an energy here of a loving relationship as well that's not really a loving relationship. It's kind of like, I need your support, but I need you through this time. But it's not helping. That's what I'm saying. The other person can't fix a person by holding their hand through pain. It's because in another reading it came up where like, all I compute with is pain. Like, that's all I ever feel is like I'm in pain all the time. Somebody really could physically be in pain that much that they decide that they don't want to live anymore because they are in so much pain. It's really what I keep picking up. Like, I'm in that much pain that I don't want to live anymore. Okay. So I don't know if that's an elderly person or someone that is like suffers through being in like agony here, or an agony aunt or an auntie and something, and they're like always in like constant pain here. Okay, so there might be that, because there's a hospital-y type sort of like being in physical pain, and there's also being in metaphysical pain as well. What they're saying, my spirit, and if this triggers you off, you shouldn't be watching it, okay? But there's an energy of like someone, like a secondary emotion is control, okay? I'm not in control of my own emotions. And it's involving a Pisces, which is a knot hanging from a tree. And it's either them or Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie. It's either them or you, but it's involving something around a Pisces and yourselves and Aquarian energies as well, right? And it's like, I can't hold your hand through this because I can't do anything about that. It's not me. Okay, I can't do that because you're distracting me from being me. The messages that we started to come out with it seems to really be coming through in your reading, Leo, where I can't hold your hand to make you feel better. It's not me that's doing that. Me holding your hand and being here for you is not helping you emotionally. It's physically making it worse. Because as someone's condition starts to get worse, they look for support off other people, but when they don't get it, they have fear of abandonment. So a person can't deal with fear of abandonment whilst they're with someone that holds their hand through life. Okay, so it might be someone that you always try to teach, like at work, and you're always having to hold their hand through it and say, okay, I'll show you what to do. I'll show you all of these things and I'll show you what to do. But they don't never listen, okay, or they never listen to you speak when you talk anyway. Okay, and it's like going over the same thing with a person, but they just don't get it. And you're like, you just don't get it. So I have to keep showing you all the time, but you just don't never get it. It's like trying to teach someone at work how to work, but they don't get it because they don't want to. They don't want to leave. They don't want to get it. They don't want to get it. They don't want to be on their own. So they have to be around someone all of the time, which means that you might start seeing lessons through your work, through your love life, through everything that's going on, as if you always have to guide and hold people's hand through it, but that's not really teaching them about pain if all they have is a secondary emotion of pain. Okay, which means that if you have control and things like that and someone's out of control of their own emotion, the other person cannot be accountable for the pain that someone goes through. So I can't absorb all of your pain, I can't take that away. Okay, so unfortunately you're going to be in pain. Okay, but if I'm with you, I'm not going to help that. I mean, if that's an elderly person and stuff, then obviously. But like, if this is a loving relationship, I can't hold your hand whilst you're in pain because it's not me that is, it's you. So I can't carry all of that responsibility and that burden that makes me feel guilty. So I stay with you, or the feeling is that you're only with me out of guilt, or like I'm only really staying with you because I feel guilty. Okay, so you got 5 energies all over the place. Sagittarius, Taurus placements, or 5s, left by 5. You got 5s all over the place, man. You really have, in my head, through your channeled stuff. Okay, so it's like staying with someone out of guilt. Okay, out of guilt, like a guilty pleasure. Okay, something like that. So I don't know if that means anything to you or not, Leo. Let's see. Leo 3. So yeah, sorry, you're right, pussies. How you doing? Sorry for such bleak messages at the moment. Bleak, the name Bleak, or Billy, okay, or Webb, or Charlotte. Sorry for such bleak messages at the moment, but yeah. So some of you're dealing with a Pisces, okay, and it's kind of like, well, I'm just waiting for you to do this for yourself because I can't do it. And unfortunately, I might have to turn my back on it because I can't focus on this anymore. Okay, I can't focus on the past anymore. I have to look towards my own future. Okay, so I have to make that choice. It's not really, again, it's someone that stops someone from making a choice. Like the choice isn't mine to make. It's kind of like you're not happy with me because if you were happy with me, you would be happy. Like if I made you happy, you would physically be happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I keep picking up like a happy, sad medium. Okay, the medium gets everything. Gemini, they had that message fucking months ago. The medium gets everything. Okay, the happy medium. So what I'm picking up is like I am not making you happy because if I physically made you happy, right? You would be happy with me, and we would be what? Happy. But if you are not happy, then it's obvious the fact that it's you that isn't happy with me because I'm not helping you find happiness. I'm actually making it worse. I actually trigger you off. I make you feel terrible. Okay, and if you feel that bad, then it's not me that's doing that. It's actually yourself. You're not happy with me. But then if someone's trying to control the other person to stay, they say, no, I am happy with you. I am happy with you. I am happy with you. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to go. I don't want you to leave. You know, no, but I'm not helping. Being with you is not helping you heal this wound that could be internal. If it's coming from the Gemini reading, it's an internal thing. It's something that someone's going through individually themselves that asks for other people to guide them through the pain that they have to realise that it's not the other person's fault or decision. Because the 3 energy is like, I can't keep living out of the past. I have to start to look forward to the future. And if I am always looking forward to the future, and you're always Marty McFly, and you just want to go straight back to the past, well then I'm sorry, but I'm going to need to go to Back to the Future 3, where we go to the future. Do you know what I'm saying? I actually did do those readings as well. They were called Back to the Future, but they were a long time ago. Yeah, so there's a new one. I can't keep focusing on the past, Marty, or Martin, or Danielle, or Dan, or Danny, or anybody beginning with D or M, okay, or divine masculine or divine feminine. I can't keep focusing on the past. If you want to keep going back to the past, Marty, I'm looking forward to the party, which could be a third party, right? But I'm looking forward to celebrating. I'm looking forward to feeling good. So I can't keep focusing on that past. If you want to keep going off, Marty, then I'm just going to get in the DeLorean and Laura or Lucy or Lucifer or Lulu, and I'm just going to go towards the DeLorean, okay? A better model, maybe. I don't know. I'm a model, right? But, like, I'm going to go towards the future, basically. Like, I'm just fucking around. But, like, I'm going to go towards the future, okay? Because I can't keep going back to the past. I can't keep doing this, okay? 3 of Wands. I'm future forward, future driven. Let's see, Leo. Don't forget, you can also watch this as a life path 8, a Leo or an Aquarius, okay, or 2 numbers that add up to whatever they are, okay. If your 2 numbers add up to a 3, you're in this. Pisces, here. Let's see. So your 2 life path numbers, they could add up to a 3. And that's where you are, at a standstill, at a crossroads. A decision that has to be made for the person that is looking forward to the future. If a person just basically lives out of a past recognition of all of their past hurts and torments and everything else, then they live in the past and the person starts to move forward. Okay. Let's see, Leo. 9 of Wands. There you go, you see. It's staying with someone out of guilt because the other person, it came up through Cancer reading or Life Path 7. It's making someone feel guilty and they stay with the person out of guilty, because I was going into how the person was actually controlling the other person's life is by stopping the magician and everything that came up, which means that I'm trying to stop your workflow. I'm trying to stop your life by creating your own life. Like, everybody is in a preordained destiny, has other things to do in their life. Okay. So it came up where the other person is controlling the other person's life about coming and going and staying and what you're doing and everything else. So it went into like possible signs of maybe, what was it? Like a sociopath energy can always get you to like apologize, right? But they can inadvertently also get you to apologize, which means that if you stay with someone out of guilt, eventually you stay with them because you feel sorry for them. Like someone that is like sociopathic, they can probably end up getting you to apologize all the time, like narcissism and control, getting you to apologize for your behavior, okay? But sometimes, inadvertently, you end up doing that without expressing that you're sorry. You stay with someone because you feel sorry for them, okay? So when you end up feeling sorry for them, this person's controlling you not leaving because you feel sorry for them, okay? So you stay with them out of sympathy, and that's how they're controlling you, is by not being able to do what you want when you want it and live free and be selfish enough to say, I'm sorry, but I'm going to start having to be selfish and not think about your burden that you have, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2. Okay, I have to make this decision where whatever it is that is going on with you is physically going on with you, and that is not me. Okay, so I can't keep staying with you out of guilt, because what you are doing is stopping my life and controlling it in ways where whatever it is that is going on with you with paranoia that you had for a little while around being paranoid. Okay. When someone stays with someone out of paranoia, you get these 3. Okay. If I say no, that's wrong. If I say yes, that's wrong. If I don't do anything and I just stand here and stay with you out of guilt, that's the wrong thing for me to do. It's because I'm not helping you. I really am not helping you. It's the wrong thing for me to do. So because I am it puts a person in a bracket of 3. It stops them from ever making a decision, like a clear one. Like, I can't think clearly and I can never make a fucking decision. Because if I was to say, you know what, this is finished and, you know, I can't do this anymore, that would make this person feel guilty by leaving. But if they stay, that's the wrong move to stay also. But if they just don't say anything at all and they don't do anything about it, they're also staying with someone out of guilt by thinking, man, I am in a complete fucking pickle and a bind because you've got my mind concentrating on that much negativity that every time I try to think positively, do you pull me back into negativity? So if a person lives of narcissism out of a secondary emotion, then all they really compute with is pain. That is what someone that has control issues suffers from, is they only really know what love is when they're suffering that much through pain. That's the only thing they ever really compute with, is that they love to create a scenario. They won't, because they'll be traumatic, they'll cry and everything. They will feel pain. They will feel pain. But that is what a controlled energy feels. That is what they feel. They can't compute with the energy of, because if it would remain consistent of being happy. You would always be happy. Okay, so what you're actually doing is the other person is making you feel accountable to stay by out of guilt, a guilt trip. Okay, so that can also be like a 5. Okay, which is that I can't leave you and I can't stay, and you're not going to help me through this, and you're not going to be there through me, because it's not physical or metaphysical, it's mental. It's mental health. So if somebody has such strong mental health conditions, that's not the other person's responsibility. It's not the other person's responsibility. So they stay out of guilt. They stay out of guilt. Let's see, Leo. I mean, this could be the other person. Or if you're a 3 energy, and this is the environment of what's going on here. Because if someone's paranoid, like PTSD, suffers through that much PTSD, like if you're with someone and you both have PTSD and you both have mental illness, you're not helping each other. You know, you're really not, because you have to be of a clear mind and a clear state. And if someone has like a mental illness, and you're contracted with a soulmate that also has like paranoia, that does not help another person that has a mental illness. It doesn't help them think clearly and straight about their life. They end up taking on all the responsibility of the burden that's paranoid. Okay, paranoia is a definite bracket of, I can't say anything right. Whichever decision I make, it's going to hurt. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like this prolonging the inevitable of a band-aid, of like, the longer this goes on, the longer it's going to hurt. Me being with you is not helping, and the longer we're together, the more it's hurting you. By me not being with you is going to be able you to find yourself. But a 9 is a very big purgatory energy of a person to go through, because they may not ever feel that 1% profit. So they may not ever get to that 10 that can ever fill that void of being satisfied enough with what they have. It's like it never reaches that pinnacle point of like, man, I feel really good for a long while. Okay, like Pisces. They're like a 10, right, in a way, because it would be a 10 of cups. Okay, a Pisces for me. So they're mutable, so they can feel, their energy will change daily. A Pisces will. It'll change daily. It'll be like mutable and flowing and going with the flow and feeling very good. And then depending on what they're contracted with, which would be a 3 here, Pisces. Okay, but then when you look at the energy of a 9, it basically represents Virgo. So it would mean that I'm never satisfied with what comes my way. It's not good enough. Okay, it's not good enough. Okay, so what you do for me is not good enough. When you leave, that's not good enough. The answer that you give me is not good enough. The answer that I ever find out, it doesn't work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. We've tried this. It doesn't work. Okay, let's try that. Okay, we've tried this. It doesn't work. Okay, I've told you once before, but you went and did it again. 9. Yeah, but I had a feeling that something was going to happen. There was something missing in the relationship. Okay, well, we've tried this. That didn't work. Okay, so let's try this other one thing. Okay, we'll try that. Did that work? No. Okay, so let's try this other way. Did that work? No. Okay, how about this then? We'll do that. And if you've gone through this whole scenario, it's kind of like purgatory is stuck between heaven and hell. So it could be involving a Capricorn or a Gemini, which would be 6. Okay. And because of that, constantly do I always feel as if I'm stuck in purgatory around you, because I can never make a decision between this reality, the ultimate reality where we are, and the other reality. Okay. I can't figure out, because someone could get triggered off like that. And then it's like, man, you know, snap back to reality. Whoops, there goes Rabbity. Okay, Eminem. But like, you know, I can't do that. It's a pickle, Leo. So the other person stays out of guilt. Let's see, Leo. Do you see what I mean about this energy here? It may not be physical. It could really be to the point where someone has that much paranoia that that one thing that they all search to get, it never gets there. Like you could have like, I don't know, 9 days feeling okay, and then on the 10th day of Christmas, my true love said to me, a partridge in a pear tree. Was it? What was the 9th day? The 9th day of Christmas, my true love said to me, 9 gold rings. 9 gold rings. The ring. 7. Life path 7 Cancerian. The ring. 9 gold rings. 4 turtle doves. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. Was it? 9th day of Christmas was... It's 9 days till Christmas. Is it 9 days? It could be 9 days till Christmas. I don't know, so I'll keep you in there. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. And this year, to save me from tears, I give it to someone special. Last Christmas. This happened last Christmas as well. You guys, this same reading that you're watching now happened last Christmas. You've been going through this same scenario with this same person for a year. Well, it could be more. But whatever happened now is happening again like it did last year, is what they're saying. This happened last Christmas. Cancerian. I'll rest my case. Suitcase. I'll pack my case then. I'll rest my case, bruv. I'll pack my case and I'll go. And I'll leave, Lee. And I'll leave. I'll pack my case and I'll go. So someone's probably going to leave here, because this is what I keep hearing. I've got one hand in my pocket and the other hand, Laura. And I'll leave. Man, somebody here is so... They're paranoid about going out. Like, this person is like a real secluse. Like really paranoid about going out. Because that's going out. But it's also paranoid about leaving as well. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what heavy energy. Let's see. Leo for January. What's Leo got going on for January? 3 of Swords, yeah. 3 and 3. You got third party energy for sure. Gary, Tina, Nadia, Natalie, Nat. Someone calls someone Nat. Nata. Oh man, what is going on, man? Y'all caught between a rock and a hard place. That's what I'm saying. If I stay, it's the wrong move. If I don't say anything and I just leave it and just like, okay, let's just cover all of this up and let's just leave it, that's going to make it worse. Because that's the band-aid. It's not going to get any better until you rip it off and leave it off and just let it heal. So until you leave this person, you're going to go round in circles, is what they're saying, Spirit. So if I stay here, that's going to be the wrong move for me to stay. If I don't say anything and we just like say, okay, let's just let bygones be bygones and continue on the way that we are, that's just going to leave the band-aid on and this person's not going to heal. If you decide to leave, this person won't like that and it will break their heart. but it will be the right move. But it will be the right move. Because if you've been in the controlled environment going on with this person for the last year or 3 years even, you could have been going through this for 3 years, you could have been together for 3 years. Okay. I mean, this is not a 3 week. This does not happen after 3 weeks. If it does, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, like, right. But like, if you've been with this person forever and a day, basically, and you've been going through this for quite some time, and this happened last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and this has gone on continuously, then what Spirit is saying, that sometimes hurting someone is the only thing that you can do to think of yourself. Is why you get a Pisces, which is a selfish. Sometimes Spirit can be very awful to make you feel selfish, that you want things in your own life, that the other person can make you feel guilty, the fact that you might want to leave. And when they do, they can make you possibly feel guilty for all that. And then when you start to think, you know what, fuck this, man, I can't do this, I'm going to have to start putting myself first, the other person is going to get really hurt to do that. But when you look at the energy of life, that is pretty much what happened in religion, right? When Lucifer was cast below and he was told that, you know, you are not my father, Luke. Luke Skywalker, okay? Or Skylar, or Tyler, or Luke, or Lucy, or Lulu, or Louise, or Louisiana, Pollyanna, someone from Australia, Lucy, Lulu. Quite a few names involved there. I just don't know how this is an involvement. But I'm also hearing I don't know how I got involved. I don't know how I ended up getting involved in this. Is it an accident? I don't know how I ended up getting involved in this accident. For a lot of you, if this is a message that's coming up, because I can start to pick up the energies of 3 here, but if we stick with the energy of just the energy, or Justin, or Jay, Julian, Jason, Justin, Dickie, John. Okay, but if we just stick with the first lot of energy here of the relationship as is, okay, the relationship as is, if there isn't a third energy here, what is Spirit is saying to you is that if you are truly honest with yourself, one of you, is that you're only kind of staying with the other person because you do love them, but you're staying with them more through guilty, feeling guilty for them, okay? But really, when it comes down to this 9, to be able to sort out mental health, you cannot base your energy and your life and your love off not understanding what love is if you are truly not happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's like, when I really look at it, if I was with someone and they were making me happy every single day, then I would obviously be happy, right? But if you're with someone and you are constantly never happy at all, then you have to answer this question to the person that's never happy. What is that truly emotion that you can't feel? Is to be alone. Is to truly be able to be alone. Okay? And if you can't find that when you're alone, then another person can't make you feel happy by being with you. Okay? Because you haven't understood what being alone truly is. Because if it hurts that much, that's the fear and the paranoia of abandonment. Okay? So really that message there is for the person that can't connect with the energy of true pain. What it would be like to not actually be with this person. But it involves both of you here as a relationship. It involves both of you. Because what would that truly feel like if this person was no longer in my life, that we couldn't remain in contact? Because if you also remain in contact, what you also do is you start to reveal the scar, and just as it starts to heal, you cover it back up again in your emotions by staying in contact. So you go straight back to square one, hell loop. When you start to peel it off and you have a lot of distance and you are kind of healed, sometimes if you go back again and it happened again and then again and then again, what it means is a karmic soulmate, unfortunately, and you end up covering up that scar and feeling good together and holding each other's hand and feeling everything's fine. But then all of a sudden, it starts to raise its ugly head again of paranoia. And then you start to do the same process. You start to slowly peel off. It's the ego. It's the ego. It can also be awakening as well, but it's not always. Like, you can also be mental health and everything. So you have to keep, I'm not a doctor, but not everything is spiritual. Okay. You can cover up so many things as much as you want. But when it really comes down to the true fact, is it hurting you more being with this person, or is it actually making you feel good? That's where you can really engage in your life. If you feel good, or the other person could feel good all the time, and the other person can't figure out why the other person feels good, because they can't cope with that energy, because that's also control. I don't know what feeling good is all the time. So when I get in contact with people that feel good all the time, you can start to have a bad opinion. I've had this my whole fucking life, bruv. People that can't understand why I'm so relaxed and chilled, and that I just don't compute with negative energy. I just don't understand it. I just don't. Okay. So I can be controlled all day long, but I just still don't understand negative energy. It doesn't work. I love feeling positive. I love feeling happy. I love good people that are happy all the time. I vibe. I'm a Pisces. I vibe off other people that are fucking vibing. That's how I bounce off people. I learn their energy and think, oh, that's a good energy, because that's really good to vibe off, man. I feel good there. That feels really good. That feels safe. Feels warm. It feels wanted. It's a laugh. But if you don't get that, okay, then what you get is when you try to vibe off someone's low moods, you end up like, oh, it's just like, what's going on, and you just can't. And if somebody can't never be in this scenario where they're ever really happy, then this person that you're with, Leo, if you really look at it, they're not actually helping you. They're not actually making you feel happy. What you're doing is that you're computing with a negative energy. Because if they did, you would be happy, right? That you would. You've got to look at that message there, because it's a big one for you. If this person truly made you happy, what is it that you feel? And if you're a Leo and it could be the other person. But if you're a Leo and you're watching and you're like, fuck, I feel absolutely awful. This person is making me upset, emotional, everything else, and I'm going fucking crazy, then I don't think they truly make you happy. They're not helping. They're not helping this wound, because you're just stabbing yourself in the heart, prolonging the energy of what that's going to feel like. But if you created that from the start, and it was you guys or the other person that created that from the start, then, they're not kind of the person for you, right? What a deep clean. I'm sorry that you've only got 4 you've only got 4 cards, but we've given you quite a lot of messages there, because there's some good info there from Spirit as well as cards, okay? And it's the same time as everybody else, roughly. So if you want to join, it's very cheap. There's 2 tiers. One's a bit more expensive, but this goes on both of them, okay? This is a monthly overview to tell you roughly what to expect through your month, okay? If you're on the full access bundle, that's obviously, if you're a continuous patron of the full access, you'll know. Everything just eventually starts going over to the full access bundle. The weeklies, the thoughts, the feelings, the you versus them, splitting the energy down. All of those only go to the full access bundle. But if you're a part of this one, you can watch your month, but it's a lot cheaper, but you obviously don't get everything that comes out through the month, okay? And the other things that come out over there. But it's got a choice. The video does tell you all below. If you want to give it a like, share, comment, I'll really appreciate it. If you want to hit the dislike, just make sure you hit it twice really hard, okay? If you want to reach out for a personal reading, or you want to follow Angel Radio as a music producer, you can also find those links provided below also. And I thank you so much, Leo. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned, because I'm also going to be going live around Christmas time in order to give you guys some... Have a couple of hours chat, have a bevy, bruv. I'm going to get some Baileys out and have a drink and have a chat with you guys and all that kind of stuff somewhere around Christmas sort of time-ish. And then probably New Year as well. But stay tuned. Okay, make sure you ring that bell. Ring that bell. Okay, all right, guys. Thanks very much. I'll see you soon.